If you're wondering what kind of fertility diet you can have to help boost your fertility, improve your egg quality, and help you to conceive, then watch this video where I'll give you 3 secrets to your best fertility diet. And stick with me to the end, because at the end, I'll show you how you can make any meal fabulous for your fertility. Hi ladies, and welcome back to Fertility Mom. I'm a functional advanced practice nurse helping women all over the world heal their bodies, renew their fertility, and get pregnant no matter their age or where they are in their journey, whether they're trying naturally or with IVF. Subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell so that you're notified every time I upload new content. I'm holding an awesome Fertility Unlocked Masterclass live and free for you to give you 5 mistakes that I made during my fertility journey that I don't want you to make. So I'm going to tell you what they were and tell you how to not make them, how to fix them immediately starting on that masterclass. So if you're watching this live when I first drop the video, you can head down, you can register for that masterclass, and I'll see you there live. If you're watching this a little after that live masterclass has happened, you can also head down below, join the Facebook group, and you'll know when I have upcoming live masterclasses. I try and hold one about every month. So if you're interested, join that Facebook group and you'll know when the next masterclass is coming up. Diets can be a huge hot button topic because there's so much information out there and there are so many different food belief systems out there as well that it's kind of hard. But today's video is about 3 things that you need to know to make sure that you're building the best fertility diet for your body. It's not about just the foods, okay? There's lots of videos about which foods are good and which foods are bad, and I've done a couple of those as well. But it's not just about the foods. It's about what those foods do in your body. What's best for your body? Something that works for me might not work for you. Something that works for you might not work for somebody else. But that doesn't mean that we can't personalize a fertility diet to each person so that we're optimizing your health and your fertility with food. I help my clients who have all sorts of different food beliefs and diet beliefs go on to build a really fertility-friendly diet that works for them and helps them go on to get pregnant with a healthy baby. So let's get into it. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about today is making sure that you're building your meals and your snacks so that you're managing blood sugar. Our body does not like it when we have really big spikes throughout the day with meals and snacks because that's a stressful event for our body. Our endocrine system doesn't like it, and you can even go on to have ovulatory problems like not ovulating at all, ovulating really late. If you have PCOS, if you know you have insulin resistance, this is something you need to pay attention to. But this is important for everyone, okay? Even if you have no diagnosed issue, if you have unexplained infertility and they have no idea what's going on, this still applies. Balancing blood sugar is important for all of us because there's so much stuff in our food now. There's so much sugar in our food that we have a little bit of trouble actually providing our body the things that it needs to keep a more even blood sugar throughout the day. Now, in order to make sure that you're giving your body what it needs, you want to make sure that you're giving yourself protein and fat with your meals and your snacks. Can be both, can be one or the other, depending on what you're eating. And one thing I always tell my clients is no naked carbohydrates. Not no carbohydrates, no naked carbohydrates. And what that means is you're not just eating a carbohydrate-heavy meal or snack. Even just having fruit for some people, depending on the fruit, can cause a larger blood sugar spike, and that can be a little inflammatory, it can be irritating to the body, and it can go on to cause endocrine issues if that's constantly done throughout the day, every day. So a naked carbohydrate is just the carbohydrate, which we don't like. You want to pair it with a protein or a fat. So if you're having berries and you don't have a dairy issue, you can pair that with some cottage cheese. If you're having an apple, you can have some peanut butter or some nuts. I really like having kind of like a mishmash of things. You can have cheese and olives and some crackers and some fruit and like just different textures and flavors for a snack. That's awesome. But you've got different things in there. You've got some carbohydrate, you got some fat, you got some protein, and that's awesome. Another really important thing in managing your blood sugar is you want to make sure that you're having at least 20 grams of protein in the morning with breakfast, because this will help set the tone for the day. It keeps your blood sugar nice and happy. It actually reduces your cravings throughout the day, and it helps you make smarter food decisions throughout the day as well. So 20 grams of protein in the morning with your breakfast, an hour after you get up, at least within that time range, about an hour after you wake up, is optimal for your body and for your fertility. The second really important thing we're going to talk about today is making sure that we identify your personal food triggers, reactions, and intolerances. This one's really important. I go through this with every single one of my clients. We go through a very specific protocol, and even my clients that swear up and down, I have no food intolerances. After we go through this protocol and we start to reintroduce things, we find, you do get a rash when you eat that food, or wow, you get disaster pants after you've reintroduced that food. Nobody wants disaster pants. We should really avoid this food. So this is a really important thing, especially if you have any kind of autoimmune disorder. Hashimoto's, Graves', multiple sclerosis, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, the list can go on. If you have any kind of autoimmune issue, then we need to find what kinds of things are we eating that is possibly triggering an autoimmune response inside the body. And this is a long, complicated thing. I could talk about it for an hour. I'm not going to, but identifying food triggers is really important in identifying what kinds of things are you eating that cause inflammation, because that can cause egg damage and sperm damage. It can cause lots of issues in the endocrine system and your hormonal system, and it can cause a lot of issues. And it can also cause autoimmunity. So that's a really important reason why we need to identify. Another really important reason why we need to identify your food triggers is to make sure that we're not unnecessarily restricting things. We want to make sure that what we do take out, we need to take out, and what you're eating is good for you, okay? Otherwise, it can be stressful, it can be just drab. We don't want that. Hit me down below in the comments if you want me to do a little bit more of an in-depth video on how to find your food triggers, the symptoms that's involved with that, or if you have any specific questions about gluten or wheat or dairy or anything like that, hit me down in the comments below as well. The third secret to your best fertility diet is to make sure your plate is fertility friendly no matter what you're eating. Eating for fertility is more than just a food here and there or eating a certain food every couple of days or a few times a week. It's more than just that. We want to make sure we're having a lot of nutrient-dense foods in a good variety to make sure that we're filling all the nutrient gaps that our body might have. Generally speaking, this is how your plate should look. You want to have about half of it be a vegetable with some sort of fat. That can be a vegetable sauteed or cooked in fat. It can be a salad with olive oil and avocado on top, but half the plate should be a vegetable. A quarter of the plate should be your protein, and that can include fat in it because a lot of protein comes with fat. So if you're eating salmon, that has fat in it. Or it can be a protein, a leaner protein that you cook with fat or add fat to, like coconut milk in a curry, that kind of thing. And then the other quarter of your plate should be your starch or carbohydrate. And this is according to what your body is good with, all right? We want to honor our food intolerances and make sure that we're really feeding our body things that aren't causing an inflammatory or immune reaction. So this is how your plate should look. You can build any meal according to this kind of format: half veggie, quarter protein, quarter starch. And you can make any meal fabulously fertile when you're using that kind of plate makeup. I hope you learned a lot about how you can build your personal fertility diet that works for you. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the little bell so you're notified when I upload new content every week. Definitely check out the other videos on my channel that will help you naturally improve your fertility and egg quality and get pregnant with your healthy baby. That's it for me this time, ladies. I'll see you next time. Bye.